For the delete, again, I have to create one more button because I have to delete a particular record, okay, of that row. So we can mention one more button, that is a delete button. So for that, we can just modify that UI. Inside that, we already mentioned here button, edit button. Okay, we can create one more button here. For example, just we can make it button and we use a delete. Okay, also I want to delete. So we use a click, that is a event binding, and on delete. And that on delete method, I want to pass a data. Okay, which type of data are required to your backend to delete a particular record?
ID.
ID. So you can send only ID. No need to send your full JSON object. Only send item.id. Okay. Now we check the UI. Okay, I am not created that method. I just want to create. So it gives the error on delete, open, close, ID. I mentioned here. Whose type is in. Okay. Just check out our UI. Okay, edit and delete button is there, but it not be look as appropriately. So we can just give the CSS for that. Use a button. Apply the margin. Give 8 pixel. We can also add the padding as 8 pixel. If you want to make it border, you can mention border, or we can mention the border radius for the 8 pixel. It gives a curvature border for your button. If you want to set a border for that button, you can set a border, for example, 2 pixel solid. Okay. And if you want to mention the color, you can mention that color. I mentioned it green color. Okay. So now see here, edit or delete button is visible in a proper way. Now I have to one more here apply the style sheet when my mouse is on hover on that edit or delete button. Okay, when we mouse hover on that button is highlight. Okay, so for that we use a CSS effect. Okay, for that we use a button. I think I thought there
Over.
is a hover, correct?
Yes.
That is a it is a pseudo element of CSS. So we use here and we can set a background. We can set the background color is green. Okay. And we can also mention the color white. So it visible properly. Okay. Now we check these things. You can refresh it. See here. Now it is visible properly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. According to that, you can apply the CSS as well. Okay. Now come to our functionality. When we click on delete, I have to delete that record. Okay. For that, I already created the method. Here we can call the service this dot service and delete a data. And we have to pass that ID. First, I have to create the delete data method in our service file. So come to your service file. Now create here delete data. Okay. It takes ID as a parameter. Okay. Just I think I'm copy that. Okay. ID make it as a type of any. Then we have to pass that data. We have to call the delete method. So this dot http dot delete, it is a http method. Again, that delete method takes first argument, it is a URL, second argument is option. Again, I have to modify that URL. So for that, because I want to send a ID through the URL, So we can make it as a backend operator, dollar curly bracket, this dot URL. Okay, you can mention that again ID, the dollar curly bracket, sorry, dollar curly bracket, in that mention the ID. Again, the delete method returns observable. So here, from here itself, we have to return that. Okay, and we can in the component file we can call its subscribe method. So we can call that subscribe method and implement the first parameter argument is as a matter of function. So create it, whatever the response is there, we can just display it, matter of function, and just display console.log, and whatever the response is there, we can just display. Initially, if you delete a request, it gives a blank response. Okay, see, inspect console. When we click on delete, for example, click on particular ID number 2, we click at delete, it will give a response as a blank. What exactly mean it is, whatever your delete request is processed, that JSON placeholder backend, and gives a blank response that indicates your request is processed and I've deleted that record. But actually it is not deleted because changes is not reflected in database. I already told that. But it gives a response for your request. Okay. Clear, everybody?
Yes,
Sumit.